And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing FortressCraft Evolved in our toxic factory, working on getting the OET charged. I've got everything set up now. Everything is ready to go, but we definitely need more VAT action because these things, this new setup is going to just absolutely annihilate our fuel reserves. We don't even have all that much fuel in reserve. So I'm going to try to add one to the bottom of this and see if it takes it. It does. Okay, good. I like that it does. So over here we have another one. We have another setup here. But again, I'm going to want these things basically running in parallel. So I need a reactor vat first. Like so. And then a controller right in the middle. I left a space of 3 here for, you guessed it, a turbine. I want a turbine to power all this. I think that's the way to go, is a turbine. So since I know I can connect them to the bottom as well, I'm going to add one more to the top, and then I'm going to add 2 more to the bottom. So this should be 2, indeed. You can tell from the power, if you don't see the connected to 2 reactor vats right away. You can tell that its power goes up 3,000 power for every one that you need. So obviously we want to dig 2. We want to dig 3 more down. So there's 1, 2, and 3. But we can't build the bottom one first. We have to build the one up here so it connects, which is why I wanted to come out here a ways. So we want this one to come in next. Get that corner. Oh, something is really bright right there. So that's another reactor. Let's see, 3 reactor vats, good. And now we should be able, oh, I didn't mean to middle click that. We should be able to build this one down here and have it just as happy as the other system that's already going. Let's just dig our way out of here. I don't want any slimes getting trapped under there. So 4 reactor vats, good to go. So now let's do a turbine. I'm going to build the turbine sort of offset a little bit because I don't want to upset the balance of the force here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now we need, oh, I didn't mean to fall down that. Get back up here. So this, how many of those do I have left? 19. Okay, so I got plenty of those. So that one and that one. So these will be remove only. And this top one will be add only. And then we're going to need a way to include these ones to the top. And also to feed our lovely turbine. So I'm going to put a big hopper here. A lot of extras. Out like that. Now we need to put one in there just so it can start the process. We also need to pull empties off the line in order to push them into the empties over here, because these are going to share biomass. And we want to do high energy composite fuel. So now we're unloading a ton of biomass out of there so we can push it into that system. Now this is a little wonky here. We're going to want to go probably over like this. And then we're going to want to go, oh, that was facing the right way actually. Up into there, and then we want to go over to that. Shouldn't be messing with anything there. And then this output, we also want to go across. Okay, so that's all good. Now it just needs power, and I think with the, let's see if I can get in there. I want to unload the empties in the front of this thing. Although no, I don't think we can. I don't think the empties will unload into the front. So we can just do the side like this. This is going to be add only. And then we'll just push it right into there. So it'll go right into here to be reprocessed into a whole new setup. And then I'm going to throw in like 50 more. Because you look at these, each one of these is going to consume 2 right away. So that's 48 fuel. This is going to process immediately, which, if you look at our reserves, 181. That's pretty good and pretty good reserve. I want to make this a little bit smaller. This needs to be a smaller version of itself. So if I had a nano hopper, I would use that, but I don't. So I think I'm gonna have to go with the medium hopper, which, you know, 25. That's reasonable. See how much fuel I mean, just in those couple seconds, boy, there was a lot of fuel that got pumped into here. So yeah, once this fills up, it'll send them off to this one to get processed. And I just want to make sure this one is always full and getting processed, and any of the extras go off in this direction. So we need a little bit of a bump here. So I'm going to grab one of these and I'm going to put it manually into this, so it should start powering this reactor. Just a little bit of infusion, which should start building this up. Hopefully. Okay, progression, go away. There we go. So right now it's trying. Oh, why is there plastic in there? Why was that? I think it, like, the very first thing it tried to make was plastic. So there we go. Now we have another one in there. Okay, I think it's good now. We're generating a substantial amount of power, way more than this thing needs. So we should be processing pretty fast. Oh yeah, quite a bit faster. You see it outputs multiple at a time because it has an internal storage. And so it only outputs so fast. I hear a tunnel nuker. Why do I hear a tunnel nuker? I have no way to get up to the surface. I'm way over there. Oh, and I whizzed right by the hole. Why was there a tunnel nuker way over here? It's probably long dead now, but that's okay. I was trying to get up here fast enough to see it, because a lot of people don't know what that weird... It's a weird looking bug. Bright orange. Makes that weird sound. And that's what blows up the terrain and creates that soft resin. The tunnel nukers. Okay, so this thing is getting a little bit of backlog. We've got a good amount in here. I think it's time. I want to prime the system before I build the OET. I want all these turbines to get their fuel, to get charged up and become idle, and then I'm going to kickstart the OET. So let's start this. Gonna drain this whole system out. All of the empties should be hitting us pretty fast. Just this constant stream of empties coming at us. Now that we're using all the fuel. But yeah, this whole setup is gonna use, it's probably over 50. Because so I think I'm gonna add a few more. I'm gonna add 50 more into there just to bring that up to snuff. Yeah, these all empty out. As you can see, we're emptying quite a lot out of there. And they're backing up because the logistics hoppers are a little on the slower side, trying to distribute all of these. But all of these should now be running, well, except for maybe these two up top. It's kind of has to fill from the back all the way up. So there we go. Now this one is getting some fuel. I don't know why it's not outputting over to this one. That's weird. It's really favoring this downward sloped one. There we go. Now we've got one going across. So they build up their buffer pretty fast in rapid mode, so we don't have to wait very long for the whole system to become idle. So those are all full. These are all full. Are these all idle? I think they are. I think it's time to plug this thing in. Boom, there it is. Immediately all 3,000 power that these things have in it should drain. Yep, drains right out. And they start spinning up. And this is where you start using a lot of fuel. Because their fuel time now is lowered. I think it's like 30 seconds or something like that for each fuel. So yeah, they consume quite a lot of fuel. Just trying to see when this thing's already or spun up to 200K. How much power per second we're actually pushing into it. I didn't actually do the math. 24 times 1800. It's a lot. Now they're starting to use more fuel. So we got another round of canisters going up. So are these just about maxed out? They take a while to spin up, actually. It's kind of surprising. Okay, so there we go. Just about there. There we go. So 1822.67. And we're all, I think we're all maxed out there. So charge rate, roughly 42,000 power per second, which is less than just one of my reactors. And I think when I charged it with the reactor, I think I had like 6 reactors on that. It was like 300,000 power per second, something like that. It was a lot. An impressive amount. And it was really fast. Okay, so this now has 45. This is still maxed out. That's good. And how are we doing on our backlog? Let's see, 92s. Yeah, we're in need. We are in need of a lot of fuel. Should have let this system prime itself first. A whole another set coming up. Like I said, every 30 seconds we're going to get another 24 of these coming up. So we have to be able to make 24 every 30 seconds. I don't think we're quite there. But we also have a bunch over here. So we have another 200 right there. And if need be, I could pull from this one as well. Just to get this thing charged up at least once. So yeah, we are 6.8% on the way. So while that is going, what else can we accomplish? I think what I'm going to do is rerun some of these pristine things. The eyes I want to keep. Always keep your eyes, especially if you have frozen factory. But I want to use my pristine system for processing my pristine parts that I don't want. So if we go up here, manufacturing, I'm already there. So we need pristine parts recombinator.
Crafting.
I'm going to slap that thing down over here. I think I'm going to put it right here. Where B? There it is. So yeah, it looks the same. I used that model for the GAC. It was really all I could really do. And we don't need to worry about the cryo hopper for the pristines, because these things work just fine without them. So we're going to add only on this side. Or do I want to do a big hopper on this side? Well, add only. So this thing uses 128 power per second, and it requires the pristine parts. So it's twice the power that this requires. Twice the power. But it's a very lucrative way of getting rid of your pristine parts. So the very first thing I want to get rid of are the pristine phosphorescent glands. So if we come in here, this thing is going to pull 2 pristine phosphorescent glands for every... No, 3. It's a 3-to-2 ratio. Pulls 3, gives you 2. Of all the pristines. Now, we need to watch our power, because we're only putting... I think we have a system where, yeah, we're putting... We have 4 things charging, so that is 40, 80, that's 160 power per second we're feeding this. And I thinking about this. 160, so 128 plus 64 is 192. So yeah, we're actually pulling plus the 50 on this, so we're gonna need more power over here. We are going to need more. Okay, so do I have a hopper that I can pull from. So if I put a logistics hopper here, and I should have some pyros around somewhere. So we're going to put another 80 into it. Just like so. As you can see, this power is now out. And this thing started losing its power. So we would have stuff spoiling in there. Well, we need to get this thing back up to full power here. Because as it warms up, it will actually start using more power than it was when it's, when it's even. Okay, so this thing is back up to full potential. This thing doesn't have anything to process just yet, and this thing's working just fine. So I think that covers it. I think that's good. We have so many recombiner. We got 1,000 in there. We got 2,000 in there. I've got 178 on me, which is actually not that many, but I think I'm just gonna merge them over to here. Just for fun. But yeah, this should process all of these pristine glands. And if I don't want any of the chitin, I can process those as well. Same with the stingers, if I don't have any use. So all of these pristines, that's why I put the eyes on the end, because I knew I could just route these right in here and use them for recombining, which would give me the ability to make even more eyes, which is awesome. Look at all the slimes making their way towards the little home that we got over here. I'm gonna grab the pristines that we got out of here, because this beacon is going strong, which means we've got these things full. So it's kind of my indication that these hoppers are now full. Oh, there's another pristine. Just waiting for this little march of the slimes to come down here. Okay. Wow, they just keep coming. Is that going to be a pristine? No, it's not. Okay. I'm going to drop off. There's 6 more pristine. That's 4 more. That's 4 more or recombined. There we go. Yeah, there's 750 in there. We're gonna have, this is gonna be able to make hundreds and hundreds of recombined organic matter. Using my advanced GAC mod, it's all good. 20,000 threat. We've been pretty much at 20,000 threat now for quite some time. Okay, so how are we doing over here? Wow, we got a lot of fuel coming in. Ooh, yeah, we're a little low. We're a little low on fuel. I might need to build a whole new VAT system. I don't know if this is going to be enough vats. I mean, this one's got 4 on it. I could try 5, but I don't know. I think it's kind of diminishing returns at that point. Usually I have like, I think last time I had like 4 of these. But they weren't all being used, so I was hoping I would be able to get by with 2. Not sure if I'm going to be able to, though. This is using a lot of fuel. Plus I really don't want my defenses to run out, because that's what's keeping me going. What are we at now? Roughly 27%. Over a quarter done. How much fuel do we have in here? We might have enough fuel. I'm going to put another huge hopper here. And another one here. For some backlog. For when this charge is done, we'll be able to, you know, let it sit for a little while and backfill a ton of fuel. Yeah, these things are processing pretty fast. We gotta watch this hopper, because this is filling up. This is actually filling up, which is nuts. I built these way too close, and I don't really need this infused coal system anymore over here. It's because I am powering this thing with the turbine now. Got plenty of power. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this off. And this one can keep going. But this, I want this to all drain out completely. Let that shut itself off. And this amount of power is really not enough. If I want to put the improved cargo lifts on any of these, oh, I think that's going to exceed the power capacity that I've got. We've got, let's see, 40, 80, that's 160 power per second. I think when you do the improved lift, I think it uses 250 power per second. So, yeah, we don't have enough power to keep those things going. Okay, how are we doing on power? Looks like this one is off. So that's good. It's a good amount. A little backup just in case. Oh, didn't have anything to unload. Not using any fuel down deep. We should be using something. We kicked off that research, I thought. Oh, and that reminds me, I'm gonna need to go down and get some molybdenum ore. I think I've got 1 chromium. Got lots of chromium up here. Yeah, so I just need 1 chromium. Just 1. And then the molybdenum I'm gonna have to go down and grab. Look at that, 10 more sugar lights I can drop in there. And I think we're good to go. Alright, well that'll do it for this episode. And I thank you for watching. And I will see you next time.